So in this video, we would practice implementation of tic-tac-toe game using Python. So first I have broken down the whole Python game into several functions. So one function will be to print the board, second will be to check if a player has won, and third will be to check for the draw, and then we have to play the game and then our entry point to the game. So let's start with first building the print of the board, like how will how we will print the board. So for this I'm taking a function name, let's say print the board. I'm simply pass a variable board which I'll be declaring later. So for this, for row in board print join row, then print multiplier 5 times. So this is our board design kind of. Okay, now we have to check if a player has won. So for that, let's define a function as, let's say, def check win, where we will pass board and player argument. Okay, then we first have to check, we'll check rows, columns and diagonals. Okay, so for row in board, if all cell player or cell in a row, this start bracket will be for this. Okay, if it's true, then we'll simply return true. Then again, for call in range 3, if all row call player for row range 3, because we'll be dividing the checkboard into 3 boxes, right? So 0, 1, 2 up to the range 3, so that's why we'll use the range 3. Then return true. Then for the last, to check the diagonals, we'll simply check the board of I player or I in range 3, because if you see that 0, 0 will be in the left diagonal of the upper left diagonal, then 1, 1 will be in the middle, then 2, 2 will be in the right, like the bottom right box. So those are the diagonal boxes of the tic-tac-toe games. So if this becomes true, there will also be another argument, which is for all board I with 2 minus I player in range 3. If it comes true, we'll simply return true. Otherwise we'll return false. That's it. Now we'll check for the draw. After that we'll check for the draw. For this, again, define a function. Let's define it. Check draw, where we'll pass our board argument, then simply return if all are, if cell equals to, means if there are no blank space left in our board. This for row input for cell in row. That's it. Now let's create the function to play the game. For this we'll use play game. Simply we first have to initialize our board, right? So for that we'll do board B where blank space for blank in range 3, also blank for blank in range 3, right? And also we'll initialize our current player x as x. Okay, then we'll run a while loop called while true. We first print our board, so print board, we are calling the function using the argument board. Then we have to take the inputs from our users, from our both the users. So row equals to would be int input player with current player, enter row, okay, as 0 1 2, and we'll be using same formation for our columns. So enter the column. That's it. So we have taken our input from our user. Now it's time to check if the move is so now I have to check if the given move by the player is valid or not. So for that, if board of row mean if a blank space is left for that particular move, it's valid. So if it's valid, then simply place the button in the current player, or else try again, but for this we have to use this continue variable. Now we have to check for the winner draw, right? So we'll do that using check win we'll simply pass our board and current player. Every time we have to print the board with brand new values, so that then again print. Let's say if a player wins, then we have to show a message. So current player wins and break. We have to print the board, then we have to show that current player have wins. Then yeah, now it's time for another condition, which is the elif check draw with simply the board. We'll again print our board with all the values and we'll show a message as you need using X string, so it's draw, right? And again break. Now another step has been left, which is to switch our players. So for switch, I'll simply use this current player X. And if the current player is X, then after the move, switch the player to 0, otherwise keep it in X. Okay, now it's time to play our game. So this is for the entry point. So if now simply call the value. Okay, perhaps you forgot a comma. Okay, so line 17, see all board I in range. Okay, for all board I player for, okay, it will be I in range. I forgot that. Okay, so this is my board design. Okay, so for player X, let's first choose a row with 0. So 0 0 comes to this X. Now the player have been switched to 0. Now for this I'm giving row is to 1 and column I'm giving as, let's say, 0. So yes, so first row mean 0 1 2, so first row with the 0th column. Okay, then again let's say in the diagonal. Okay, then 0 2 comes here, and that's it. So X wins. This is, so yeah, we have built an tic-tac-toe game using Python. So thanks for watching.